Apple stock is trading near 52-week highs, and there's a lot of investor excitement surrounding Apple. And I can understand why. It's arguably the best consumer electronics company in the world at a time when artificial intelligence is making every consumer electronic device more powerful and more capable. So I wanted to shed some light on the latest development at Apple, how the company is incrementally improving and making progress in making their company and devices more attractive and more profitable.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
So in the latest quarter, Apple introduced Workout Buddy, which is a new experience that uses AI to provide personalized motivational insights based on a user's workout data and fitness history. This is one of the categories that I've been excited about in consumer electronic devices, especially for Apple, is the ability to track user data, personalized data, because of the wearable devices like the Apple Watch, etc. And so, a workout buddy, it's a small incremental step forward at a time when I think these personalized wearable devices are going to be capable of doing more and more in improving the lives of people and improving their health, especially. They also note that they're excited for a more personalized Siri. We're making good progress on it, and we've shared that we expect to release it next year. And this is a category that's been underwhelming, to be sure. I've been an Apple iPhone user for many years now, and the personalized assistant on there is underwhelming. I don't find very many uh, attractive use cases for it. It could be so much more at a time with the increasing effectiveness of AI, but it's not really all that capable. And so I'm looking forward to Apple making innovations here. In this category specifically, I think it's the biggest way Apple can enhance its device, its iPhone, and the whole ecosystem. I don't think there's much room on the hardware front for Apple to make very much progress. Every year they make incremental progress. The camera is a little bit better. The battery life is a little bit better. The screen quality and resolution is a little bit better. But in this category, in the personalized assistant, this category, I feel they can make a huge leap forward based on where they are now and the available technology I'm seeing with providers in the ecosystem. They can make a huge leap forward with, I think, just increased investments in research and development and increased effort and energy. I think they can make huge leaps forward. So CEO Tim Cook highlighted that iPhone sales set a record revenue for the September quarter at $49 billion. And remember, the iPhone is what gets people into the Apple ecosystem. And that's what really drives Apple's competitive advantage is that once you're in the ecosystem, it's very difficult to switch out of the ecosystem. Takes a lot of time, it's annoying, and people tend to stick with Apple once they get into the ecosystem. And the primary way people get into Apple's ecosystem is by purchasing an iPhone more so than any other of Apple's products. So when iPhone sales are increasing, investors get really excited about Apple stock, understandably so. And so this was up 6% from a year ago, with growth in the vast majority of markets. And despite supply constraints they faced on several of the 16 and 17 models, given strong demand. They redesigned from the inside out and powered by the outstanding A19 Pro chip. The iPhone 17 Pro is by far the most powerful iPhone they've ever made. It also offers the best camera system with an all-new 8x telephoto camera and looks stunning with bold new finishes like cosmic orange. And I would say the camera and battery life are two of the most sought-out features from purchasers of smartphones. That's what I see people using their smartphones a lot, is taking pictures to upload to Instagram and being on the phone, on Instagram, on other, social media apps, and it's eating a lot of their battery life, so they would like longer battery life. In Mac computers, they also had a strong September quarter with revenue of 8.7 billion, which is up 13% year over year. driven by strength of the MacBook Air. One of the latest innovations in their Mac computer segment is internalizing chip development using their own chips for these computers instead of chips from companies like Intel. And that's driven improvement in the company's control of the supply chain, being able to deliver and integrate that technology within its ecosystem and make better progress, and be able to offer a unique selling proposition for buyers of the technology. The latest 14-inch MacBook Pro unlocks speed and next level performance with its new M5 chip, as I mentioned. This delivers 3.5 times faster AI performance than the previous generation M4. Turning to the iPad, revenue came in at $7 billion for the September quarter. And again, I'll point out something that annoys me about management teams. You see here when revenue is increasing, like with the Mac, revenue was up 13% year over year. And then we talked about the iPhone, they said revenue was up 6% year over year. And then we get to the iPad and they say revenue was 7 billion for the September quarter. Now, what's omitted here is the year over year change. Was it growth? Was it decrease? Now, I'll give you a guess whether it's growth or decrease. If they omit the information, then it's very likely that it was a decrease. And this annoys me with management teams, and I try to point this out as much as possible so that as investors doing research about the companies you're trying to own, to be critical of management teams, because this is a conference call with Wall Street analysts. This is pointed, and this document is pointed to investors. So you and me, this is the CEO talking to you and me, and they're trying to paint their company in the best light possible. And so they're telling you when something is growth year over year because that makes them look good when segments are growing. But when segments are declining, they omit that information. And, I do, dozens of videos every week. And every week I highlight, this particular situation with, at least 3 or 4 company management teams that make this move where they omit information about a certain segment or overall, or when they're talking about their overall annual revenue guidance, when they increase the revenue guidance for the year, they tell you very obviously, we're raising our guidance for the year. But when they're lowering their guidance, they don't tell you that they're lowering their guidance. They say we're updating our figures. We're revising our figures, right? And see, so these are certain things that management teams like to do. And I like to point it out to you because the management teams are trying to sell you on their stock. And while they're trying to sell you on their stock, I'm trying to inform you about a company so you can make a more informed decision one way or the other. So Apple's now trading at valuations at the most expensive they've been in several years. On a forward PE basis, it's trading at a forward PE of 33. On a forward price to OCF basis, it's trading at over 28. Both, if you look back going to January of 2024, is near the higher end of where this stock has traded for, according to these metrics in this time. So I can understand why everyone else is excited about Apple stock, but at these valuations, I'm not very excited about Apple, and I have this stock rated as a hold. Hey, if you value my process for researching stocks, I think you'll appreciate access to my spreadsheet containing my discounted cash flow valuations, which calculate a fair value for over 200 companies. It answers the question, what's a good price to pay for a certain stock? You can get access by joining our channel at the investor tier or above. See the link in the description or click the join button below to learn more.